All right, let's talk about something we've all been through, but maybe haven't really picked apart. I'm talking about those conversations that have this hidden power to just change everything.
So let me ask you, have you ever had one of those, a conversation that just changed everything? I mean, a single talk that really shifted something deep inside you. A moment that, when you look back, you realize, wow, that was a turning point.
And hey, let's be real. We're not talking about chatting about the weather here. No small talk. We're diving into those big, pivotal moments. The ones that literally redefine your timeline, drawing this clear line in the sand where there's a before you and an after you.
So that's the big question, right? How do we actually unlock the lessons that are hidden inside those moments? I mean, they can feel so random, like catching lightning in a bottle. But what if I told you there's a way, a structured way to go back, unpack what happened, and really get to the bottom of how it changed you? It all kicks off with this simple prompt. Describe a conversation that changed your viewpoint. Now, it sounds almost too simple, doesn't it? But trust me, this isn't just some writing exercise. It's a key, a really powerful tool for some serious self-discovery. Think of it like this. This prompt is basically a map to your own story. You're not just wandering through old memories. Nope. You're using this map to navigate your past, to find the exact spots where your most important beliefs and ideas were born. And every good map has a destination, right? For us, that destination is what we call a shift in perspective. That's the treasure we're looking for. It's about finding that exact moment of fundamental change, that aha moment, where a totally new understanding clicked into place.
Okay, so how do we actually get there? It's not about just kind of hoping you remember it right. There's a real process. So let's walk through a super simple 3-step guide to make this whole thing incredibly powerful.
It all comes down to these 3 steps. First, you set the scene. Second, you identify the core message. And third, you pinpoint the change. Simple, right? Let's break down exactly what that means.
All right, step 1, set the scene. Look, before we can even get to what was said, we have to rebuild the world where it happened. Because, context is everything.
So you got to ask yourself a few things. Who were you with? Where were you? What was the vibe like? When did this all go down? So let's say it was with an old mentor, right? You're in a quiet coffee shop, it's a rainy afternoon, the mood's pretty calm, a little serious. See, when you paint that picture, you're not just remembering, you're literally putting yourself back in that moment. And that's the key to unlocking what it all means.
Okay, on to step 2. This is where the magic really happens, identifying the core. Every single one of these game-changing conversations has a center, a nucleus, that one idea that just hits you.
Your job is to boil the whole thing down. I mean, you could have talked for an hour, but what was the one key message? The one sentence that stuck with you? So back in that coffee shop, maybe your mentor said something like, "You're waiting for the perfect time, but perfect is the enemy of done." Boom. That's it. That's the line that's still ringing in your ears. This, right here, is the absolute heart of the whole exercise. And that brings us to step 3, the final and honestly, the most crucial part, pinpointing the change. This is where all that work really pays off.
And the key here is to be super specific. It's not enough to just say, oh, it made me think. No way. You have to ask, how did I think before that conversation? And how exactly did my thinking change after? So, before the mentor, maybe your thought process was, I've got to plan every tiny detail before I can start. But after, your thinking shifted to, you know what? I just need to start. I'll figure it out as I go. Being able to spell out that difference, that's how you really get a handle on the impact it had.
So, you might be thinking, okay, but why do all this work? Why dig all this up? Well, the payoff is huge. It is all about taking back the power over your own story. I mean, just think about the transformation that's happening here. You're taking this vague, fuzzy memory, and by running it through these 3 steps, you're turning it into a clear, powerful story about who you are and how you got here.
And let's be clear, this isn't just about getting nostalgic. It's about deep, real understanding. It's about finally connecting the dots of your own life and seeing the path that made you, well, you.
Because when you do this, you start to uncover these huge personal milestones you might have completely forgotten about. You actually learn how to tell your own story. And maybe the best part? You can literally see how much you've grown. You get to watch the evolution of your own thinking.
So let's circle back to where we started. I'm going to leave you with that same question, but the difference is now you have the tools to really answer it. So maybe sometime this week, give it a shot. Use this framework, find that conversation, unpack it, and listen to the story it has to tell you.
So, what conversation changed you?